welcomes you back to the Pocono Raceway where the drama is about to begin. 200 laps, 500 miles, 3 tricky turns, and the pressure of perfect pit stops. But at the finish, just one winner. It's race number 20 of the Winston Cup season, the Pennsylvania 500, presented by Pep Boys. Now up to the booth to Manny, Mo, and Jack.
Oh, fine, Weber. Thank you very much. I'm Manny, Alan Bestwick, along with Benny Parsons and Wally Dallenbach, set for the Pennsylvania 500. The focus in the opening laps will be on Dale Jarrett. Starting deep in the field, the man who leads the championship, tied in points with Jeff Gordon, has got to worry about problems in front of him.
He really does. 37th, not too good, folks. In qualifying, Dale Jarrett had a big slip, decided, hey, I've got a provisional. I'll start 37th and forget about it. I can work my way through the field. He caught a tough break this morning because there is some weather moving in. It may not run 500 miles. That also has to be a concern. Let's ask Wally Dallenbach. He started 43rd here just 6 weeks ago. What kind of problems does he have?
Thanks for pointing that out too, Benny. But yes, we did finish we started 43rd, and what happened was we had a very good race car, and we got up to 15th, but we still got caught up in that wreck, and that's what Dale is going to have to be concentrating on, is try to avoid this wreck right here.
See that big puff of smoke? Wally Dallenbach is somewhere in there, and you'll see the results of the crash. Not too bad, but it did injure the car a little bit.
So for Dale Jarrett, a fretful first few laps of this Pennsylvania 500. And let's talk about the racetrack itself. This is the most oddly shaped speedway in NASCAR, but that gives the teams fits trying to get the car handling and gives us great racing.
3 different straightaways, 3 different lengths, 3 corners, all banked differently. So everything is a compromise. The chassis setup is a compromise. The gear ratios, a compromise. They have to go to an overdrive transmission to go down this long front straightaway. So the drivers really do have their problems here trying to get through the compromise situation.
We're 2 pace laps away from the start of the Pennsylvania 500 presented by Pep Boys. The starting lineup and the green flag is next on TNT. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is the proud sponsor of the Bud Pole Award given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Winston Cup race. Second time in 3 weeks, it's Todd Bodine who set the pace on Friday. Since 1979, Anheuser-Busch has awarded more than $7 million as the title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program. Let's have a look at the Walmart starting lineup for the Pennsylvania 500. Alongside Todd Bodine on the front row, Ricky Rudd, hottest driver the last 3 months. He won here 6 weeks ago. Row 2, it's Mark Martin, with more top 5s than any other driver here, but no Pocono win. Casey Atwood had his best finish of 2001 last week. He shares row 3 with Kevin Harvick. The 4th row, it's Pennsylvania's Jimmy Spencer, and Jeff Gordon topped 3 finishes in 7 of the last 10 races. Johnny Benson and Sterling Marlin share row number 5. Marlin leading the Dodge boys so far this season. Back in row 6, Bobby Labonte swept both 1999 races here in Dale Earnhardt Jr. Tony Stewart's in the 7th row while he makes his final pace lap. Let's chat with him.
Tony Stewart, this is Benny Parsons up at TNT. Do you read me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right, Smoke, you're starting 13th. You got a plan?
Yeah, I got a bright green 18 car who's my teammate right in front of me, so probably sit here and take it easy the first couple laps, and Bobby's real good about knowing how to get to the front pretty quick, so we'll just probably try to follow him up through there.
Well, you want to cut. Bobby won both races in 1999. Is he going to let you win this one?
Well, we never let each other win, but, you know, I'll help him out if he's better than me today, and I'm sure he'll help me if I'm better than him today, but we got a good car, so we'll wait and see what happens.
Where's the toughest part of the racetrack for you, Tony?
The tracks, I couldn't exactly hear what you said, but I'm assuming you're asking about the racetrack. It looks like it's pretty good. You know, the only difference is yesterday they ran the ARCA race after our final practice, so you'll probably see everybody kind of take it easy first couple laps to make sure we get their rubber off the track and get our rubber on the track.
All right, Tony. Good luck to you. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. We'll try to put on a good show today.
Tony Stewart starting in 13th position as we look at the final few drivers in the field for today's race. The big one that just came by, Dale Jarrett. Top 5 finishes in the last 10 Pocono races, but he starts in 37th spot. Two drivers failed to qualify. Andy Hillenberg and Carl Long not in the field for today's race. Some storylines will follow throughout our coverage of this afternoon's competition, beginning with the race for the championship. You see where each of the three combatants starts. Gordon and Rudd up front, but Jarrett back in traffic as we've talked.
And the weather has to be a concern because some folks are talking about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Maybe that's not long enough to run 500 miles. Jarrett needs that 500 miles to get from the 37th spot up front.
Pocono has a reputation of being tough on drive lines. We may see some engine failures. We may see some drivetrains, some transmissions pop out of cars today.
Yeah, transmissions and gears are it's real important here because the guys shift. Some guys are shifting once or twice a lap. There's some even more. So I really have to be careful.
And the final storyline, will they go 5 wide into turn number 1? Never more prevalent than right now on the start. Full house on their feet. 200 laps, 500 miles of racing. Glad you're with us for the Pennsylvania 500 on TNT.
And they didn't let us down.
Squeezing into turn number 1. So far, everybody through okay. Look at Craven, 4 wide on the outside.
And we see Robbie Gordon as well, 4 wide. Kevin LePage, the 4 car, taking him 3 wide, going in the tunnel corner, where they've got him narrowed down to at least 2 wide.
Rusty Wallace.
Now look at a fan out. There's Jeremy Mayfield, about 4 wide on the inside.
Mayfield started back in 25th as Todd Bodine leads lap 1.
Rusty Wallace underneath the Brett Bodine automobile. John Andretti, Joe Nemechek, and here's Craven. Last time he was on the outside, 4 wide. This time he's on the inside, 3 wide.
Craven racing Andretti for 23rd spot into the second corner. Look at all the momentum Craven lost there. Andretti by Nemechek to challenge on the outside. Up front, the leaders come off of turn number 3 of this triangular track. As Todd Bodine brings into the stripe to begin lap number 3.
Oh, we got a spin. Elliott Sadler, the 21 car, has spun, and Buckshot Jones, 44, sitting up against the outside retaining wall.
Caution's out.
And Ricky Rudd, the 28 car, has taken the lead. If he can get back to the line to get those 5 bonus points.
The fans join in at every track to honor the memory of the late Dale Earnhardt. Crash in turn number 3, lap number 3. Buckshot Jones and Elliott Sadler. Here's what happened.
See the damage to Buckshot's car where he made contact with the wall. 21 car, Elliott Sadler.
Looks like he's going to get a lot of help there from 15. He was off the pace, yeah.
He might have been coming to pit road or slowing down for some reason.
And how did Jerry Nadeau miss him? How did he do that?
Poor Buckshot. Wrong place, wrong time. Buckshot involved in a crash here on Friday. This was his backup car, and now it's beaten up too.
And we see just a little damage to the right rear of the 21 car where Michael Walter, as you said, the 15 car ran in the back.
Dave Burns
And I'm monitoring the radio from Buckshot Jones. He says the steering is knocked out, so he wants to come back in and definitely check the toe. It's pulling to the left on him. They changed 2 tires when they were in here and have some damage, which they've got some tape patches for when he comes back in. But one thing they did tell him the first time he came in, speed down pit road. When you leave, speed down pit road. You'll get a penalty, but you'll be at the back of the line anyway. Alan?
Yeah, won't lose a lap to the pace car and the leaders that were coming up quickly on him. Dale Jarrett's got a wrinkle.
Someone has run in the back of the 88 car because I'm sure he was behind that crash.
But that's a good place to get hit if you're going to get hit right now. I mean, that's not going to affect his car at all.
It's time to take a look at your Pennsylvania 500 Pep Boys game pieces and match it against our current leaderboard. If you've scratched off Mo right there on the top of your card, you're an instant winner with one of many prizes. Grand prize is a NASCAR 3-race tour for 2 next season.